On Christmas of 1895, a farming household in Victoria, Australia, released 24 wild European rabbits into their property to host a rabbit hunting event with friends. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, some of these rabbits could not be recaptured and began to live in the wild. Within 7 years, the rabbit population in the area exploded to at least 13,985 individuals. This rapid increase marked the European rabbit as the fastest spreading invasive species across the Australian continent to date. In today's video, join naturefarm as we explore how Australian farmers deal with over 300 million wild rabbits that devastate their farms and crops. But first, I hope you will take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel to support us. And now, let's move on to the detailed content. To date, 2 centuries later, rabbits have become the most costly pest species in Australia, causing estimated damages of up to $26 million annually. This issue is particularly severe in states such as Tasmania and Victoria, where the sheep farming and wool production industries are directly impacted by competition for food resources and destruction of natural habitats. The uncontrolled proliferation of this European rabbit species is a classic example of the negative impacts invasive species can have on native ecosystems and agriculture. The uncontrolled invasion and expansion of rabbits have become a serious issue for both the agriculture and environmental conservation sectors in Australia, particularly after the first rabbit escaped from Thomas Austin's farm at Bowen Park, Victoria. The spread of rabbits has caused significant economic damage, estimated at up to $30 million annually, affecting not only livestock operations, but also reforestation and gardening projects. Rabbits have devastated the local ecosystem by consuming nearly every type of vegetation, from conifers to ferns, including 297 species of crops and plant communities. Among these, 24 species are listed as critically endangered due to excessive grazing pressure from rabbits. The consumption of seeds and sprouts by rabbits reduces the natural regenerative capacity of plants, leading to soil erosion. This creates a vicious cycle, particularly under harsh climatic conditions such as drought and post-wildfire scenarios, where food becomes scarce and rabbits are forced to forage for any available sustenance to survive. Moreover, rabbits graze close to the ground, clipping the tops of newly planted vegetation, which significantly weakens perennial grasses and facilitates the invasion of weeds. As a result, not only livestock activities but also conservation and environmental restoration efforts are negatively impacted, contributing to the ongoing decline of biodiversity and soil quality in the area. Research in the field of semi-arid ecology has shown that the dense population of wild rabbits, 1 per 2 hectares, can pose a serious threat to plant diversity in the area. The rabbit population explosion not only competes for food and habitat with other native animal species, but also contributes to the reduction of biodiversity among small terrestrial mammals, and even some endangered seabird species due to rabbit intrusion. Notably, the increase in rabbit numbers also sustains the population of local predators, such as feral cats and foxes, thus heightening the challenge for population control programs. For example, a reduction in rabbit numbers following control campaigns may lead to a food shortage for these predators. One of the primary reasons for the rapid and uncontrollable increase in the rabbit population is their high reproductive rate. According to research by Agriculture Victoria, a pair of rabbits can reproduce and expand their lineage to more than 180 offspring within just 18 months. Their breeding season is most intense during the mating months, making Australia an ideal environment for a rabbit population explosion, while also posing numerous challenges in managing and conserving native ecosystems. Rabbits are capable of wide and rapid dispersion, constantly moving from one area to another. Specifically, in 1880, rabbits crossed the Murray River and spread into New South Wales, continuing their spread to Queensland by 1886 and finally to Western Australia by 1894. their expansion has exerted significant pressure on the environment and the agricultural economy, with a total population exceeding 550 million individuals. To address this issue, both farmers and the Australian government have implemented numerous management measures. Initial efforts included the construction of rabbit-proof fences spanning over 1,700 kilometers to prevent their spread. Additionally, the release of natural predators of the rabbit, such as the European red fox and feral cats, has been utilized to reduce rabbit populations. Rabbit hunting and trapping programs with bounties have also been deployed in an attempt to control their numbers. However, despite the adoption of various management strategies, their effectiveness remains limited due to the vast geographical scale of the Australian continent. Despite these efforts, the rabbit population continued to grow, reaching an estimated peak of 496 million individuals in 1880. This highlights the significant challenge of controlling and managing this species in a natural environment. In the 1950s, Australia adopted biological warfare measures to deal with the spread of the myxoma virus, a pathogen causing myxomatosis that only attacks rabbit species. The disease was identified when the virus was introduced to control the population of wild rabbits, which was a serious environmental and agricultural problem in the country. Initially, the virus eliminated over 90% of the wild rabbit population, demonstrating high effectiveness in curbing the growth of this species. However, over time, the rabbit population developed resistance to the virus, significantly reducing the effectiveness of the campaign. A few years after the virus was introduced, the rate of affected rabbits decreased to about 40 to 50%. Due to the diminishing effectiveness, in 1996, the Australian government decided to discontinue the use of the myxoma virus as a means to control the wild rabbit population. The reduced efficacy of the myxoma virus in controlling wild rabbits has prompted scientists to search for newer and more advanced methods of managing this species, heralding a new era in biotechnology and disease management in the livestock and environmental protection sectors. The development of the rabbit hemorrhagic disease virus type 1, or RHDV1, from the Czech Republic has led to significant mortality in rabbit populations. This virus, similar to the myxoma strain RHDV1, had previously eliminated up to 90% of the invasive rabbit population. However, rapid resistance development forced researchers to look for a stronger variant. As a result, they discovered the K5 strain originating from Korea, which is believed to be capable of overcoming genetic resistance in rabbits. Although the effectiveness of this variant varies geographically and did not spread as widely as expected, it laid the groundwork for the development and introduction of RHDV2 in 2017. Different from K5 and previous experimental strains, RHDV2 has proven its ability to eliminate both weak young rabbits and vaccinated adult rabbits and is now the main strain used to control pest rabbits in Australia. Nevertheless, the development of viral resistance remains a significant challenge in controlling this disease. Scientists have been continuously searching for comprehensive solutions, including chemical interventions. A range of chemical control measures, known as rabbit formulas, have been proven effective in reducing rabbit populations. These methods, now recommended in Victoria's Comprehensive Rabbit Control Guidelines, include the use of baiting or removal followed by sterilization. The primary goal of these methods is to destroy the rabbit's habitat, thereby minimizing their development and spread in the agricultural environment. Managing the habitat of wild animals, such as rabbits, is extremely important to maintain ecological balance and prevent negative impacts on other species. Specifically, rabbits are heavily dependent on burrows, which provide shelter and protection when their natural habitats are disturbed. When these refuges are no longer available, the survival rate of rabbits can significantly decrease, necessitating detailed management and allocation of rabbit rearing processes for each stage of their development. In the management and control of wild rabbits, the two main compounds used for baiting in Victoria are 1080 and pindone. Sodium fluoroacetate, or 1080, is an organic compound derived from certain native plants and is known for its high efficacy in controlling rabbits. However, due to its high toxicity to other animals, such as domestic dogs, cats, and livestock, the use of 1080 requires caution and strict management. When the use of 1080 is impractical or inappropriate, pindone, an anticoagulant, can be used as an alternative. When consumed, pindone disrupts the blood clotting process, leading to a slow death of the rabbit due to anemia or shock. To be more effective in baiting, farmers often use pre-mixed baits with toxic compounds, such as carrots or oats. These baits are strategically placed using the trail baiting method to attract rabbits, thereby optimizing their eradication. Implementing these measures requires a deep understanding of rabbit ecology as well as effective wildlife management techniques aimed at protecting livestock and conserving the natural environment. In the process of managing and controlling the rabbit population, measures such as using reproductive inhibitors are essential to minimize their recovery in the natural environment. If this step is omitted, the entire rabbit control program risks failure, as new individuals can find safe refuge in pre-dug burrows. To eradicate individuals in the designated areas, sterilization methods like using carbon monoxide are employed, targeting those living in underground burrows. However, this method is only highly effective in moist soil conditions and when the burrows are completely sealed. In the context of Australia, where the rabbit population is becoming a serious issue, researchers are continually improving existing methods and developing new solutions, such as introducing diseases into the rabbit populations to control them. However, an important factor that needs to be emphasized is the humane treatment of all animal species, including those considered pests like rabbits. This not only reflects an ethical responsibility, but also is a key element in ensuring that control measures are implemented in a sustainable and humane manner. Particularly in Australia, the country with the highest rate of mammalian extinction in the world, where over 70% of the native animals are found only there and nowhere else on Earth, the protection of these species becomes even more crucial. Feral cats are one of the greatest threats to native species, highlighting the importance of managing invasive species effectively and responsibly. Feral cats were first recorded in the natural environment of Australia around the 1850s. Today, it is estimated that between 1.4 and 6.3 million feral cats live in Australia, and they have become a significant threat to local communities, particularly livestock and poultry owners. Feral cats are listed among dangerous invasive species due to their sophisticated hunting abilities and their negative impact on ecosystems. They kill millions of native animals each year, thereby causing a severe imbalance in the food chain and threatening the survival of many species. Feral cats are described as patient, silent hunters with a high capacity for adaptation, making many small animals, especially rodents and marsupials, ideal prey for them. Currently, some native animal species only survive in areas protected from the invasion of feral cats, such as on certain islands and in fenced-off regions. The limited distribution of these species is an alarming sign of the negative impact of feral cats on biodiversity in Australia. Therefore, management efforts and population control of feral cats are essential to protect and restore native ecosystems. In the agricultural and livestock ecosystems, feral cats exhibit strong predatory behavior, resulting in numerous negative consequences for biodiversity. Specifically, feral cats have been identified as one of the primary factors leading to the extinction of 25 species of medium and small native mammals in Australia and threatening the survival of over 100 other native species. Studies on the impact of feral cats on wildlife in Australia indicate that annually up to 272 million birds, 470 million reptiles, and 8.15 billion mammals are killed, along with a large number of invertebrates and amphibians, the exact figures of which are yet to be determined. Wildcats often appear in wilderness areas, but are also common in urban environments, where they cause significant damage to wildlife. Additionally, wildcats can inflict injuries on humans, especially when they feel threatened or are hunting. Biologically, wildcats are agile, have sharp senses, and good coordination, making them effective predators. They typically live solitary lives, primarily active at dawn and dusk. Wildcats prefer to seek shelter in areas with overhead cover, such as logs in rabbit burrows or dense bushes. With the ability to self-sustain and reproduce successfully, the feral cat population can continue to grow strongly if not controlled. This requires stringent management and intervention measures from scientists and conservation experts to minimize the negative impact of feral cats on native ecosystems. In ideal conditions, feral cats reproduce twice a year, with the first cycle in the spring and the second at the end of summer or early fall. The kittens stay with their mother until they are about 7 months old, after which they leave the group and live independently. These individuals can reproduce over many generations, significantly increasing the feral cat population. This species has expanded its territory and is now present across Australia, causing their numbers to skyrocket. The lack of food forces them to enhance their hunting activities and aggressive behavior to survive, turning them into cunning predators in the desert. Feral cats move stealthily, with sharp eyes always watching their prey. In such situations, unlucky ducks will become that day's meal. When hungry, feral cats often hunt birds, regardless of the prey's desperate struggle before being subdued and torn apart by the cats. Observing feral cats hunting prey vividly demonstrates the characteristics of opportunistic predators. Despite their small size, feral cats possess an extraordinary ability to adapt and survive in the natural environment, showing that strength comes not only from physical stature, but also from the ability to survive and adapt to living conditions. The image of a feral cat attacking a deer, although seemingly disproportionate, exemplifies this. Victory in the natural world is not reserved only for the traditionally strongest predators, but belongs to those who can maximize their advantages. Feral cats not only limit their hunting activities in the wild, but also extend their attack range to pets when given the opportunity. This increases the risk of conflict between wild animals and captive animals, while highlighting the necessity of strict management of feral cats to protect both public health and biodiversity. Another important factor in managing feral cats is the risk of spreading infectious diseases they carry, including rabies and respiratory infections. This necessitates effective feral cat population control measures, such as Australia's Feral Cat Mitigation Program, which includes the use of traps and surveillance cameras. Knowledgeable farmers need to be aware of the number of feral cats around their area and cooperate with experts to implement these management plans, aiming to minimize negative impacts on the agricultural and natural ecosystems. Controlling feral cat populations is particularly important due to their negative impact on biodiversity. The most effective method recorded is the use of poisoned bait. However, this bait can only be used in a restricted manner in Western Australia due to the risks it poses to native animals. Research has shown that some native animal species in Australia have developed resistance to this poison in certain areas. The existence of poisoned bait poses a significant danger to wildlife. On the other hand, each feral cat, although seemingly adorable, carries the potential to cause significant harm, with the ability to kill up to 1,000 native animals per year. This situation is not only dire, but is also worsening, sometimes accelerating the process by which other species are threatened or become extinct. The National Science Agency of Australia, CSIRO, has reported that feral cats kill an average of 1.8 billion animals each year in Australia, equivalent to 2,000 native animals per minute. This is an alarming figure, indicating that this situation cannot continue without effective intervention measures. the Australian government has officially authorized its citizens to participate in controlling the feral cat population through hunting, provided they have a hunting license and strictly adhere to regulations concerning environmental conservation and biodiversity. The primary goal of this policy is to reduce the number of feral cats, which have had negative impacts on the local ecosystem and pose a threat to the survival of many native animal species. To effectively manage the feral cat population, an estimated 201,000 individuals are expected to be controlled in 2023, including nighttime hunting of cats when they are out hunting prey. Feral cats, with their innate hunting instincts, are highly effective at hunting during the night. However, in this scenario, they are unaware that they are in the sights of hunters equipped with observation tools and weapons. This contributes to optimizing the efficiency of hunting activities, which many choose to carry out at night. This is considered a part of the natural law. To catch predatory animals, you need to approach them when they are actively hunting. Additionally, the invasion of feral cats into the Australian ecosystem has become a serious issue, especially during the autumn when food sources become scarce. Feral cats hunt small animals for food and frequently move close to residential areas where they can easily scavenge food from gardens. This poses additional challenges for farmers, who often detect feral cats through security camera systems at night. Controlling the feral cat population is not only essential for environmental protection, but also a crucial factor in ensuring ecological balance and safety for the agricultural community. The pursuit of feral cats requires a significant investment of effort. Researchers often use specialized lighting systems, including infrared lights, to enhance the effectiveness of their hunts at night. This technology is essential not only for accurately identifying the target and location of the feral cats, but also for adapting to dim environmental conditions. However, hunting feral cats is not as simple as many people might think. Feral cats have extremely keen senses, especially the ability to quickly sense their surroundings and superior night vision. Once they have identified their prey, they can approach quickly and launch an attack. Therefore, hunters must be extremely subtle and cautious. If detected, the feral cats can quickly flee or even retaliate by attacking. In nighttime hunting activities, cooperation among team members is extremely important. Typically, a night hunting group will include at least 2 people to support each other, quietly observe, and patiently wait for the right moment to approach the target. Once the target is identified, they will move their hunting equipment towards it and execute the capture. Besides significant challenges, hunting feral cats also offers rich and exciting experiences. No one can predict exactly when a feral cat will appear, but the thrill of detecting and capturing them is sure to exhilarate those involved. In the context of managing and conserving biodiversity, Australian farmers are implementing measures to control feral cat populations to protect the local ecosystem. Although using guns to kill feral cats may seem cruel, in reality, each shot is part of a larger effort to prevent the spread and growth of feral cat populations, thereby minimizing their negative impact on native species. This control policy includes not just hunting, but also trapping, a method legally permitted across Australia. Over the past 200 years since their introduction in Australia, feral cats have caused significant damage to the biodiversity there. As a result, Australian farmers have developed aggressive plans and strategies to curb their proliferation. This demonstrates the strong determination of the agricultural community to address the threat posed by these killers who, despite their adorable appearance, pose a great risk to the environment and native animal species. Today's video has come to an end. How do you feel about the information shared? Please leave your comments below to let us know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Nature Farm channel to watch more interesting videos. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos.